my gosh, I didn't even check the title on it. I hope it's okay. If not, I'll change it later. Okay, if it gets a little loud, I'm gonna turn it down and then get started. Welcome back to the new stream space. That's what I'll call it, the stream space. This is an updated space in my house that I have decided to dedicate to streaming and making content, and it is still a work in progress, as you might expect something that's going to be. But I hope if there's something in this stream space that you think I can improve or that would help you take in the content more or better, please let me know, because yeah, I've got my bisexual lighting in the back. I don't know if that's helpful or if it's harmful. I don't have the dome light on right now just because it's got really heavy yellow hues, and I feel like that will make the video distorted color, everything else will be more distorted. So thankfully it's getting brighter, or staying brighter for longer, sunsets later every day. So now I can actually use the sunlight, whereas since the beginning of my streaming, I've been in the dark, because I started during, deep depressional, seasonal depression vibe type situation. So yeah, it was dark. I didn't have the option to use daylight unless I streamed super early in the morning, which was damn near impossible for me at the time. So here I am now. I found a way to still get to the sunlight for the first time. Pretty much on my stream I'll have sunlight, consistent sunlight, and yeah, depending on how the sound is, I kind of have two things going. So I'm facing the window right now. That's how I'm getting the sunlight, which I'm hoping is good enough for right now. Might have to turn on the light later in a bit if it gets too dark. But because there's a window, there's also a street, and so I'm not really sure how distracting that can be. I watched a couple of the videos and I didn't really notice anything too much. I could kind of hear if there was a siren or something, but other than that, I wasn't listening to the whole thing throughout to see if there was something that was super cringy or just really bad. So let me know if it's bothering you, if you have any recommendations. I did buy tiny little microphones. I haven't tried to set them up yet, so I don't know if they work, or if they do work, if I'm going to want to incorporate them while I'm indoors. But yeah, all the things. And then of course I now have a screen here so I can listen to music while I am streaming. So that's new, because normally you see me with my laptop or my Surface, and I'm trying to figure out what what activity or exercise I want to try, and then I'm also trying to toggle the music and go back and forth between the music and whatever my tabs are and all of that stuff. So now I have my screen where it's just dedicated for music right now. Not gonna use it for computer screen because I don't want to have to get a mouse out and all of that stuff, and it's just too much. So everything's gonna be coming from here as far as the sound is concerned. Also, there's a little bit of light, so I hope that helps as well. And then the biggest thing, which I announced yesterday for my bonus stream, is I got a new phone. This is my new phone. It is an iPhone 16 Pro. I have waited a very long time to get this phone. It was not like I'm streaming, so I'm gonna buy a phone situation. I had an iPhone 14, which is what I'm now recording on. So it's like, that phone's like at least 2 years old, maybe more. Oh, this feels so good. Yeah, it's at least 2 years old, maybe more. And so it's not like I just ran out and bought the newest phone as soon as it came out. And then I mentioned in my stream yesterday that I was planning on buying a camera for streaming if it became something I was planning on doing more consistently. But then I decided I was going to get a new phone anyway, so I might as well just keep my old phone and use my old phone for recording. So that's how I worked it out as far as saving money is concerned. Now I don't have to worry about buying a camera because I just kept the phone that I would have normally traded in for a discount because I was already going to get a new one. So yeah, with that being said, I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth between hip openers right now. So if you're wondering, I started off like this, just seated. I'm just doing the seated ones now. I will be doing the full stretches, the full Sunday routine. But yeah, I'm kind of wanting to bounce between a couple of them because I'm a little sore from yesterday. So yeah, I'm kind of here, and then I'm also doing the sumo squat. That one always hold for at least 1 minute every day, and then I was coming down and letting my hips fall between my ankles. And those three are kind of feeling nice right now. So yeah, that's what I'm doing while I'm talking. Always stretching while I'm doing the intro, while I'm talking. Yap, yap, yap. I know I yap, but behind the yapping is the point of the stream, which is the exercises. Hopefully you find value in what I'm saying too sometimes. But what I was going to try and finish saying is that because I got my new phone, I was planning on using my old phone, the 14, which is what I'm recording with now. I was planning on using that phone to do my recording, but literally the exact same day that I got my new phone, my 14 started like bugging out. Like, I literally have never dropped it. I dropped it one time, and that was a long time ago, and I happened to not have the case on it, so it does have like a little crack on it. This is the only time I've ever like damaged a phone, this phone. And yeah, it just wasn't charging. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I must not have plugged it into the charger, like that's my bad, whatever. So I'm at the Apple store getting my new phone, and I see it's about to die. That's how I noticed, and I was like, oh, I'll just charge it here. They have little magnet ones. So I put mine up there and let it charge. It charged just fine. Get back home. I'm trying to set up a new phone. My old phone is, basically they're trying to toggle together. My old phone fucking dies during the switch. So my old phone died during the switch, which means my new phone was stuck somewhere in the middle, and I didn't know how to like reset and do what, because I couldn't tell like what had transferred and what hadn't. Like,
I had already gone through the stages where it like asks you about like your credit cards and stuff. So I'm like, okay, like this is getting me messed up. And then for like 4 hours after that, I didn't really have a phone. It was just kind of SOL, and then I spent the rest of the day trying to manually move everything because it didn't all switch over. Yeah, but that's what happened with my 14 Pro. So I don't know, like it charges occasionally, and it's very weird how and why this happens. I can't figure it out. I have 2 official Apple charging cables, and neither one of those cables will charge the phone. I've tried using different power banks, or like, you know, the sockets to go into the wall, and different adapters. And there's like 2 chargers that will charge the phone. Both of them are bootleg, random, like chargers. They should not have any impact over other ones. Like they're not like fancy ones. They're not like stronger. They're just like, yeah, like Amazon quality. So I don't know. I really hope that my 14, the phone I'm on recording now, I hope that it stays good and I can use it for recording. Because that would be a really big waste if my phone just literally stops working, like it's a whole computer, right? Like, I don't want it to stop working. I also don't want to spend like $500 to get it fixed. I don't even know if that's still a thing. Like, do they still fix iPhones? Is that still a thing they do? Or are they just like, sorry bruh, should have bought the Apple Care plan? Because they just replace it if you have that, right? They're just like, you have a new phone. I don't know. I've never been in this situation. I don't lose my phones. I'm really good with my phones. And that is why this is so bizarre. Just like, what could have happened? So, if you just got here, hi, welcome to Sunday Stretching. I am doing the full Sunday routine tonight. If you are new to this channel, basically I am building up different routines and exercises to have the foundations for reaching your ideals, your goals, you know, your best self, essentially. There's a lot of people, they say like, oh, okay, like if you want to have like a nice body and this job and this lifestyle, like eat breakfast every day at 7 a.m. and, you know, work out, lift this many weights and da 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 da. But they act like just writing those things down and being aware that you need to do them is suddenly going to make it a habit. And that's not how it works, right? You can't, and maybe you don't know this. I'm not gonna say I did know this, but you know, it's one of those things you don't really think about until you think about it. But yeah, like, okay, I understand that like going to the gym every day is a great habit and I should do it, and it's not that hard, right? It's one thing I add to my day. But it is a lot of things. It's having, you know, the courage to fucking even get out in the gym. It's having the motivation to get up out of your house. It's having, you know, the patience to drive through traffic or travel however you're gonna get there. And those are all part of the habit process, right? So if you're just skipping over all of those things and you're like, okay, well the habit is to go to the gym, but you're not recognizing the getting ready to go to the gym, the commuting, all of those things are also habits. So figuring out essentially how to form a sequence of habits to get us to our ultimate goal habits, if that makes sense, right? Like you really want to be able to like bench press 200 pounds, then you're not just gonna go out there one day and just bench press it, right? Like you're gonna make the steps to get there. You're gonna get the form right. You're gonna make sure that you even have weights to lift, right? Like what if you don't even have weights? What the hell? Like all the steps to get there. It's the pretty much with anything. Anything you want to do, reach, accomplish, take steps. It's not just to start this right away and this is your, do this every day and you'll be fine. If it was that easy, we would all do it, right? Okay, just to recap, again, I'm doing the Sunday stretching routine. It's a stretching routine that I do pretty much every Sunday, unless I'm doing like a special Sunday, which sometimes happens. So this is just a regular Sunday routine, and for regular Sunday routines, I always start on the ground. I feel like starting on the ground is a good point to start in the night time because you kind of want to decompress. Your day is ending. It's not right before bed, but it's enough where you just want to kind of like chill out, right? So start seated. This is a stretch for me. It stretches my ankles, it stretches my quads, and it helps me to check back in with my back. Depending on how flexible you are in the back, your butt should be on your feet, but if it's not, you might also be feeling some stretching back here. So sit like here for a bit. I usually sit like this for the warm up, do a little high, catch up how it's everything going. And then if you saw, it's kind of switching from this one here. So when I first started doing these, I couldn't really do it. It was really hard for me to stay up. I think I was kind of like holding on to things. Even I like sat on something at one point. And now after, you know, what, it's been like 3 months now, I can sit in it comfortably for a minute at least. And that's going from not even being able to really sit like this and like hold it up, and it like hurting, like stretching, hurting all the things, right? Into now just being like this. So if this looks really easy for me, just be aware that it was a process to get here, right? Now some people, they could just like hop down here and that's good, then your habit starts there. But for other people, the gradual process is important to get to this point. All right, so once I stretched a bunch, took about, like I said, like 2 months at least, get to this point where it's comfortable, then I just kind of hold it. Once I don't feel like too much pain and I can like press my legs out and stuff like that, then I don't have to hold it as much. But if I want to open the stretch more, if I want to get deeper, then I can spend like more quality time in this stretch. I just have to make sure that I'm being conscious of that part. And for this Sunday stretching, it's a good way to check in, right? It's always like, how did the week end? How is the week starting? Is there something I need to pay attention to? It's like a very slow kind of ease out of the week and into a new one. That's the way I like to think of it. So kind of chilling out, relaxing, but still being aware of what's happening, because it is a chance for you to listen to your body, to allow your body to communicate with you, and then to pay attention enough to, you know, maybe understand what you need to do. All right, but maybe it's just like, oh man, like I got a pain in my neck, like let me take care of that now before it gets worse tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, so anyways, once I'm here, I've been sitting like this for a while, come down, and I sit in between. Again, this is one of those things, like right now I'm holding myself up a little bit on my heels, because like going all the way down really fast is a lot for me, so I'm just gonna ease into it. But yeah, these are all essentially seated stretches for my ankles and my hips. You don't really require the extremities in any way. It's more like a, yeah, just in this range. Okay, so once I'm here, then I'm gonna pop out. So fully seated, less stress on your legs. You wanna check in with your sit bones. I lift my butt cheeks up just there. You don't have to do that, but it's, for me, it's helpful to kind of really know that I'm flat. And then check in with your spine, make sure everything is good there. You can bring your arms up while you do this part. I like to do this because I feel like anytime I can do 2 stretches at once, or more than 1 stretch at a time, it just feels, I don't know, it feels nicer a lot of times. Not always, sometimes focusing on one is good, but yeah. So I'm pulling up, but I'm also arching back in my
thoracic region a little more, which is like right behind my sternum. Okay, so I'm up, and then I'm gonna just bring my arms out. At the very beginning of the stream, I was twisting to just kind of wake my spine up a little bit, right? Everything goes through your spinal cord. So, just a way to kind of wake everything up, activate it, let it know you're there. But once you're up here, it's just a forward fold down. And I always say with this one, it's not about being able to touch your toes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, once you can touch your toes, it's very helpful, because if you're tired, you can just hang on to your feet and just relax a little bit, and then when you're ready to go back down, you can. So I'm not saying it's not the worst thing, but you want to be thinking about keeping a flat back and hinging. You don't want to make like a P shape or like a lowercase e. You don't want to do that. You want to make like a V shape, right? Straight versus to curved. So when you're coming down with your arms up, if you're keeping your arms right at your head, that can help to know that you are straight up and down, right? And then when you can't keep your arms up anymore because you want to go down like this, that's where you stop. So that's just a little trick. Again, if you want to make sure or attempt to keep your back straight during that stretch, which you should, then keep your arms at the side of your head, your ears basically right where your elbows are. And if you're hunched over like a crawfish or a shrimp, then your arms will hit the ground before your chest does, right? Because you should be like this. So if your arms or your hands hit the ground before your chest does, then you're doing a crawfish shrimp thing. If you don't feel that, right, you're okay. So then once you've got that, that's just stretching your hamstrings, sometimes even your back. Obviously, if you went up, your arms a little bit. And then I'm bringing one leg in. I'm scoot back so you can see. Bring one leg in, and I just like to do everything on both sides, and that's part of the foundations that I am working to perfect with this routine building, is keep everything balanced as much as you can, whether it's the time you spend in certain things or what side you're doing. You don't want to just focus on one side. You don't want to put too many eggs in one basket, as they say, because then you'll have a weak side. You'll have a side that doesn't get as much attention, or you're going to have a side that isn't as capable as the other side, and it's not as good to help judge your body, right? If everything is always treated equally, if you do the same thing on your left side that you do on your right side, then when you have a discomfort on your right side, you know it's because of something that's going on uneven, right? Like if it's only on your right side, then it's compensating for something only on one side. But if it's happening on both sides, then that lets you know, okay, this is being inflicted in, a centered way. Not always, but as long as your spine is straight, like you don't have scoliosis, that's pretty much how it goes. So just an example, like if you sleep on your neck wrong like this, you're gonna get a pain right here because you were uneven on one side. If you get a pain in your neck but you've been like keeping your head straight and everything's been going straight, then most likely you have something internal going on. Again, this is like you didn't notice anything happening, you didn't like run into anything, you just have like pain all of a sudden. Yeah, so those are just things to pay attention to. And it starts with keeping your body as balanced as you can, physically balanced. Whatever you do on your left side, do on your right. If you're gonna sit with your legs crossed, switch every now and then, like like I just did here. That's a big one. A lot of people, especially if they like have office jobs, they will like sit at their desk and they'll cross their legs and they'll cross like one leg over the other, always the same way. And that is not so good for your hips. It can really make you out of whack. And then once you are sitting out of whack for a long time, you can start to have back problems, right? So even just something as simple as crossing your legs at the same pace on both sides. The little things. I'm such a yapper. I was only saying that to remind you why I do both sides. Always do both sides. And if it's hard for you to keep up with which side you're doing, do one and then the other, do one and then the other. If you can, make a little bit of a sequence and then switch to the next one. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a sequence. I just stretched the left one and the right one, so now I'm gonna come over here. And there we go. I'm very, very excited to share my morning routine. It's not a get ready with me routine. It's a do this before you get out of bed morning stretch / exercise. It takes less than 2 minutes. Obviously you can do it slower or faster depending on the pace you want to go at, but it's just a really nice way to wake your body up, put yourself in a good headspace, check in with your body first thing in the morning, and help you to build a routine for solid habits. So again, you don't want to say, I want to wake up in the morning and get to work. Like, that's great, but what are the steps that are included in that? How do you get out of bed? Is your goal to check your phone for 2 minutes and then get out of bed? Is it, I don't even know, I just get out when I have to? Is it my alarm goes off, I freak out and then run out of the house because I overslept? Like, whatever it might be, we want to make sure it works, it's conducive to your habits that you want to form, and therefore you have to make sure you're clear about what those things look like so you can put yourself on autopilot. And autopilot is the concept of my first series. The concept of routines and habits is basically, you know, to not have to think about it. To just be able to say, I did it and I don't even remember how I did. I drove home and I don't even know how I got home, right? I woke up, I did all these things and I don't even know how I did them, and it's only been an hour. Right? The things that have taken me an hour now that take me a combined hour to do is crazy. And I'm not joking. Like, I hope somebody in here saw my videos from the beginning, my VODs. I don't know if they're still up, but I was literally struggling to like do 5 things in 5 hours. And now I can get a significant amount of things done in the morning just because I made it a routine. I made it a sequence that I stuck to, and I made very specific details in each step. And it's unfortunate because I feel like the way that it comes about, the way that it sounds, if you were just reading this, or if I just said like, oh, I know what I'm doing every day in the morning. Like, that sounds so anal, and it sounds like, what the fuck, like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you spending so much time on something so small when it's not that big of a deal? It doesn't have to be the same every day. True. Very true. However, when you think about the things that you don't think about, it changes. And the point of doing all of these little details is not to have to think about them. It's for them to become second nature to you. And eventually, and I told you, like for me, it's been a matter of maybe weeks, not even a month, of sticking to the details, not to a specific list. That is not my suggestion, okay? Not a list of things to do, but the details in the habits you want to have. If your ultimate goal is to get to the gym by 7 p.m. every day, then you have to make sure you're taking all the steps you need to before you get to the gym. And that includes accounting for things like traffic and, you know, what you're gonna wear to the gym, if you're gonna need a towel at the gym. Those things seem minor, but when you get to the gym and you don't have a towel, or you get to the gym and you realize you forgot to bring shorts, these things will then snowball into bigger issues. So if you always make sure you pack your gym bag at 6 a.m. and you know exactly what's gonna go in that bag, regardless of what happens during the day. There's just certain things you always have, right? Those little habits that you have will make getting to the gym at 7 p.m. smooth like butter. Because when you get off of work, or when you're done with your tasks at 6, and your mind goes, oh gosh, what do I need to do next? It's not gonna say, oh fuck, I gotta go to the gym, which means I have to figure out what I'm wearing, and I have to go through traffic, and I gotta grab my water, and all these things, right? Instead, your brain goes, alright, I knew there was gonna be traffic, I have everything I need, so, you know, what music can I listen to on the way there? Or what can I, what podcast can I listen to on the way there, right? It just literally frees your mind. And it's not anything special. It's just getting very clear with your body on what those things are, what those steps are. That autopilot is, we all know it's not a mystery. We all do it, whether we want to or not. Some people pee. As a teacher, I can tell you this. Some people pee at the exact same time every day. Not just when they wake up. Like a lot of people, they go to the bathroom as soon as they wake up. This is not that. They will go to the bathroom. It'll be like 1:20 p.m. And when they come over to you, or when they get up, you know right away, oh, they're going to the bathroom. They go at this exact time every day. And that is just a natural thing our bodies do. Oh no, I think it's getting too dark in here. not gonna lie, all of these stretches feel so nice right now. Oh my goodness! Okay, I did that wrong. I'm sorry for following that. I'm supposed to be facing one side, either always to the side or always to the front, but I was like halfway in between, which is dangerous. Okay, let me check what time it is, because I feel like I was talking a lot so far. Oh, it's only been 36 minutes. Alright. I'm just a yapper today. Okay, what was I doing just now? Oh yes, I came up. I made my way back up. So yeah, for the Sunday sequence, the Sunday sequence is like a full, to me it's like the example of a full stretching sequence when you really truly want to dedicate your time to stretching your body and to checking in with it, like not being able to, you know, do certain exercises or even have certain mobility outside of flexibility. Like it's really just, hey, does my body have the ability to come out this way? Can I hold this? Can I hold that? Like intimate stretching time, I think, is really important step that a lot of people who are into health and wellness don't acknowledge. You can't just get up every day and go to the gym and then wait for something to go wrong. You gotta check in with your body, right? Do that oil change, make sure everything is good, and then you can carry on. But every Sunday, stretching, I think, is a great way to check in with your body. Once a week can't be that hard, right? I don't know. If I can do it, you can do it. But yeah, so Sunday routine is dedicated to stretching, not just for flexibility, not actually for flexibility at all, for range, yes, but really to give ourselves a way to start being familiar with the way our body communicates and having the ability to check in with our body regularly so we know if there's something changing in any way. Alright. Let's warm up my arms a little bit more there. So yeah, that is what stretching is about. So I like to start it off as more of like an afternoon thing. Because the morning routine, even though it's not only stretching, it is like a wellness activity that you do, you know, a physical activity. And so it's not like, you know, you need to do this and then that, or that and then this. Like that might be a lot. I would space them out if you have the ability to do both of them in one day. Because like I said, the morning one, it only has to take you 2 minutes tops. It's not like a full-on think about it thing. It's an autopilot thing. But this one, it's really giving yourself a chance to soak it all in. Almost like a meditative time. So it is longer. There's thought behind it. The vibe is to chill out, to understand, to listen, to be aware, really. And then carry on. You shouldn't leave feeling anything other than calmer. Maybe you feel a little more at peace or even motivated because your brain, you give yourself a chance to kind of collect your thoughts, and that could be just a natural reaction to that. But it should be a chill walk away. You shouldn't be walking away sweating. You shouldn't be walking away tired or sleepy. You should just feel like, oh, okay, I just have like a nice, I don't know, you just like got to wash your face or something. I'm up and then I'm gonna pull up for this one. Always pull up and then over. It's not just like a crunch, but it's like a over the rainbow type thing. Mostly trying to bend through your torso and not through your hips. Alright, and the other side. So yeah, I don't know what I was saying before all of this started. I just yap so much. But I hope you understand the method to the madness. There is a method to the madness, and that method is titration. Slowly but surely adding in the minute steps of the healthy habits you want to build. Don't try and tackle them all at once. I mean, you can sure try, but if you feel discouraged, don't stop. Just try it a different way. Oh, I'm gonna switch these ones. Actually, I feel really good right now. Oh, I can barely reach. Ooh, that was a close one. It might also be because I have this sweater on. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see? Yes, you can see this. Okay, so basically, this space that I'm turning into my stream space has been like an empty room for a really long time, where I just kind of like threw stuff that I didn't want in it, or that I didn't have time to pay attention to. So this coffee table, this is the last part, by the way. So I went all the way up, I started down, I went all the way up, and then I end down again. If you want to do a sequence on the way down, you can, but that's more of a mobility thing. I'll show you anyway, just in case you care about having a flow. I really like having a nice flow into everything. So it's here, 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 and then here, here, back down to this, right? So this is the time where we're probably sitting this for at least a minute. I already did that at the beginning because I was yapping so much, but I'll do it again. But yeah, that's how you come back down slowly, or you progressively move into the ground. That sounded like dying. As you progress back to the ground, you might want to go into a flow, and so that was the flow that I know that I like to do to get back down to the ground. If you're just like, oh fuck it, I'm done with that one, back on the ground, you just plop back on the ground. You can do that too. If you are getting worked up and you want to get water, that could be a good time to take a water break and then come back to the ground. Okay, so now that I'm here on the ground, the ultimate goal is to end up on our back, but it is nice to kind of stretch out your shoulders and your hips a little bit more. So depending on your range and your willingness, you can either just plop down or put your hands behind you and then sit back, or you can stand up again, walk your hands out, do a little stretch here, this way, this is gonna stretch your back, your lower back specifically. And then if you want to stretch more of your chest, you can come down and do a little baby cobra, which is basically the same thing, only your elbows are still kind of on the ground as close as they can be, squeezed into you. Whereas this one, your elbows are locked all the way out. So this one, my lower back is getting more of the stretch. This one, my chest is getting more of the stretch. It depends on what you want. And then, of course, push back onto your knees. And then just pull your legs around. There are more graceful ways to do that, but that's as graceful as I'm going to get with that one. Okay, so this is the wind down part. This is mostly focusing on the spine, and this is the last part of the stretching sequence. So again, Sunday's sequence is the full body check-in, focusing on stretching and checking in with what your body is doing, how your body's feeling, if there's anything that it's trying to tell you, if something hurts, all of that. So it's a full body scan basically. Hi Zoe. Do you like her sweater? She got a new sweater. But yeah, it's a full body check-in. So it's kind of a cool down, like meditative, again, like a check-in vibe, right? Like you're not gonna like drill yourself. When it's a check-in, you're gonna be like, hi person, this is something. Maybe that was just my word. What was I saying? Yes, so when you walk away, you should walk away feeling refreshed, not necessarily super charged up or super sleepy. Just like I said, like you would blah blah, like you washed your face. Is the sensation or the idea behind it. Okay, you're gonna feel refreshed. So your life isn't gonna be totally different. You might feel better. It might help you clear your head. Okay, so here we are. In the beginning, it's just sitting on the knees, sitting in a sumo squat, coming down here. Everything starts lower, opening the hips, and then we move into sitting, so seated poses, and that's just like keeping this leg out, lunges over. Then we stand up a little bit halfway, and then we do some straight leg stretches, then come all the way up, do some arm stretches, torso stretches, and then come back down. You can check in with your arms and shoulders with that downward dog, and then come back up. Here we are. So everything I checked in with, starting with the hips, then move to the legs, then up through the arms, stretching out the torso, and then coming back down into the back. And that's everything. If there's anything else that we're missing or that you would like to add, let me know, or be aware of that for yourself. Maybe there's specific hand things you want to do, or work on your ears, I don't know. But yeah, so be aware of that. Some people like to use the end of this time to just like pass out. If you're a yoga person, for example, they have something called Shavasana, I believe, and that is basically at the very end of the course of the class. You just lay down, and again, it's like you're kind of collecting yourself and just like soaking in your moment of what just happened. So at the very end of these, if you feel like doing that, you do not have to follow along with me when I get up. You can just be aware that that's the end of the stretching sequence, and then relax if you want to, or tune me out for the rest of the time, do your own thing, whatever it is. But just be aware that it's not like a hop back up, let's keep going thing. And if it were me and I wasn't streaming and I had the music going like this and I didn't have anything else to do for a bit, I would probably Shavasana for a minute. Okay, so got about 10 minutes left. That's what I'm gonna focus on. And again, this is about paying attention to your body, focusing on our back right now, checking in with our spine. And I'm gonna start off with a stretched out that way. I'm gonna make sure that I have enough room to show you this. It's the only reason why I'm shifting a little bit. You would normally just lay back all the way. So now that I'm flat, you might recognize some of these from the morning routine. That's because these are both about the spine and getting that area juiced a little bit, massaging your entire spinal cord.
Not the Febreze commercial. Damn. What a way to ruin the vibe, YouTube.
Last stretches here. You don't have to move into this stretch the way I'm about to do it, but this is one of the 3 most important stretches you should be able to do as a human being. So please do not avoid it. If it's hard, I practice the movements into this position for Mobility Mondays. But for now, I am going to move into what is known as camel. If you don't know what it is, the name doesn't make any sense to me. But here it is. I don't even know if you can see me. Nope. I did all that for nothing. Alright, basically what I just did, I wonder if that means I've been recording for an hour. That would be a really cool way to know if I've been recording for an hour. Not the Febreze part, but just having like the music ask me if I'm still listening in an hour. Because I have yet to figure out how to tell what time it is without wearing a clock. Okay, anyway, so this is called Camel, and I just got into it the hard way, but the easiest way to get into it, if you're progressing into it, because again, this is one of the most important stretches you should be able to do as a human. Just do a toe tap first. You just try and reach back for your first heel. Just try to reach back for it. If that's hard for you to do, think about moving to the side first and then slowly work your way behind you. Okay, so you can't just go straight back. Don't think about going straight back. Think about going to the side and then leaning into it. You can use something to help hold onto you. Once you've got one side grabbed, kind of just reach back and grab the other. If you're not ready for that, do the same thing. Where you just slowly progress to that side and then to this side. That's what happens for Mobility Monday. I'm not going to do that all right now, but the final back stretch was and is this one. Okay. So that is Sunday stretching. I hope you're starting to understand the flow a little bit more. I hope that the pieces of the puzzle are falling together, because I feel like they are for me. I feel like there's starting to be a little more rhythm in the rhyme in the rhythm. Yeah, I don't know why I'm just sitting here staring at the screen here. I guess I'm kind of analyzing like how much the lighting has changed since the beginning of the stream. I don't know. I guess I'm thinking like, how significant is it for me to try and make accommodations for the light right now, if it's going to keep shifting for the next couple of sensories. Because yeah, like the light's always going to be different depending on what time of day it is, but it is going to keep getting brighter for longer for the, you know, near future and on. So maybe I should just deal with it for now. I don't know. How shady am I right now? Let me see. I'm pretty shady. I would say. Man, I'm shady as. But yeah, basically, yeah, this is pretty bad. I guess because I'm just doing like a silhouette, it's okay for this. But yeah, if I was doing something else where it was important to see my face, I would probably be annoyed with this setup. So thank you for being here. If you're still listening to this, I appreciate you. No, really I do. So, I don't know. I think it's gonna work out. I mean, like I said, I am not complaining. I feel very grateful that I have been blessed with a life or the opportunity to have a space like this. So again, bear with me. I know it is not the best design. I know it doesn't have all of the ideal components of a streamer space, but it is something I'm happy to have, and I'm happy to grow it with you, and I'm excited to see where this progresses by the end of the month even, because like I feel like what did this streaming started in, like, I actually don't know when I started anymore. Oh my gosh, I always want to say I started in like November, but I truly can't remember. I should go back and look. I feel like it was like November. So yeah, things have progressed. Things have gotten better. And if you don't think so, that's on you. I don't know what else to say. So yes, tomorrow, oh, I got to tell you, I'm so glad I remembered this. So tomorrow I will not be streaming at my normal 3:30 time. Tomorrow's Mobility Monday. I hope you still do Mobility Monday. However, I did not pay attention to my calendar when I scheduled a doctor's appointment. So I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow at 3 o'clock, which is exactly when I should be streaming, and I'm not even going to be at home, so it's not like I can, like, you know, pull out a camera and like do it somewhere. I will be at the actual doctor's office. So I'm either going to stream later tomorrow, like probably the 6th time that I do on Sundays, or I will do a 3:30 on Tuesday. So I will try my best to take off the calendar tomorrow, because I don't want anybody to be waiting for me to come on, you know, assuming that my life is working out exactly how I want it to be and there's somebody that's waiting for me to stream. If that's not you, I get it, but if that is you, I want to consider you more than anyone else. And so I want you to know that I will not be streaming tomorrow at 3:30. There's a chance I will be streaming tomorrow at 6 p.m., so about 3 hours later. But if not, I will do my best to stream on Tuesday to replace the Monday stream. Okay? And that's it. I apologize, and I love you, and I hope your week is starting off good. I hope that this stretching sequence is starting to be formed in your head enough that you don't have to stream or watch my stream to do it, and you kind of just know what's next, because that's the beauty of having everything a second nature. All right. Adios.